Alright, so we are going to be ranking secret rares in the Digimon card game today. We have our S tier, tier 1, tier 2, copium, and it's a good play. Alright, so these are, I believe, in chronological order for the BT sets, and then chronological order for the EX sets.
I was going to say, it does look like they are, in fact, in order.
Yeah. Thankfully, that's how it worked out with how I downloaded them. Otherwise, I would not have taken the time to do that, because there's 60 of these.
That does make sense. We have over 20 sets. And just BT, not including EX.
We have EX up to 8, and then RB1 and LM sets. There's a secret rare from LM, or 2 of them. Just one. Yeah, just one. Anyway, Metal Greymon.
This one I wouldn't mind putting in, like, tier 2. When it first came out, it was actually pretty... and it continued to see play in the Machine Dramon deck, so it had some staying power.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I recall playing it in Red Omni and swinging at people with like a 11 or 12,000
DP. DP.
Well, no, like you swing with him because he has like 3 checks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You lose memory when you do it, but it's a lot of damage if you know that they don't play anything bigger than like 12k.
Oh yeah, you're playing a Rookie Rush? Oh yeah, you're eating.
Yeah. Digimon.
I would also say tier 2, just because it did see a lot of play in Bond by me and you. But it was never really like the best thing to play in like his own deck.
Yeah, his 3 to Evo, it only really was good in Bond.
Yeah.
And most people didn't even pick up on that tech anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a cheeky double swing. It was good.
Yeah. Alright, Bilzamon.
I mean...
I forgot about this card.
It was okay for the time. I mean, ranking it for at the time, I still think I'd put it in Cope. Like, every color just had better things to do, and Beals was like such a wimpy... I mean, it was cool because he could like warp on top of an Impmon.
That is what his effect is, yeah.
First? Wasn't he like the first warp Evo like that?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. We only ever had the one Impmon at the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think his primary issue is how bad Purple was at the beginning of the game. Because in a vacuum, he's actually pretty solid back then.
Yeah.
But Purple just
maybe he just
play after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just came out too early.
Yeah, Purple just as a whole kind of sucked.
Yeah, his best use case was warping straight up until Millenniumon for Millennia Turbo.
Yeah. Alright, Black War.
Yeah. Sorry, Black War.
So sad, dude.
I mean, you might as well just grab the green Imperial and put him right there as well. People who tried to cope with the green dragon mode, dude, you guys were coping.
Yeah, this was original Virus Imperial. OG. Yeah. Alter S.
I would actually put him in tier 1.
Tier 1. Mm-hmm.
This was the original Death X.
Yeah.
Indeed.
He was the boogeyman for a little bit.
Yeah. Alright, Greymon. Ancient Greymon,
I'm putting him in tier 1. I think the fact he's still seeing play to this day in the ancient lists before the, ban list. But even then, I'm still seeing people play it. Just because he will always have the ability to clear 5 security. And if you have Aldemon in stack, it's just such...
I'd agree. Alright.
It's so good.
Ancient Garu.
Should that not be S tier then, if it's still seeing play, despite how old it is?
No, because it didn't fundamentally change the game.
Yeah, the S tier is not going to have very many cards just based on me seeing.
Yeah, the S tier is going to be special.
Yeah, it's special tier. That's what S stands for.
Fair. I've got a couple in mind that are like, oh, that.
Well, then is it ahead of Omnimon then?
I mean, we'll worry about the replacement later.
We'll reorganize those at the end. Ancient Garu.
Tier 2, yeah.
I'd agree.
He was good when he came out. He saw play later. but he obviously just dropped off entirely. He didn't keep seeing play like Ancient Gray.
Yeah. Elusimon.
God, I forgot about that one.
You could play it for free off Lord Daimon, just get a free recovery. He was a 10,000 body. It still sees play in Lucimon, obviously.
Does it?
Lucimon's not good though.
No, I guess not.
That's not a
Tier
competitive
2?
deck.
Yeah, tier 2.
I was thinking tier 2 at the absolute highest. Like
S tier for its art. Especially its alt art.
this is before we got textured alt arts though, so I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna
would
say, if we're
texture
going
be
straight off,
beautiful.
yeah, if we're going off straight art, that Black War Greymon never sees it's a good play.
Yeah, this Black War is in S tier. It's top of S tier.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, even the Imperial, he stays where he's at. That art is dog water.
Hold on, did you go out of your way to get the alt art pictures?
I downloaded the art that I preferred. Yeah, I wouldn't say out of my way. The way that I had to download these, like they were next to each other, so I was just like, I'm gonna pick the one I prefer.
Might as well grab it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it would have saved me time, I would have downloaded the base rarity, but it did not save any time. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this then.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, Omni X.
I mean, I think it's an underwhelming card. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree it is underwhelming. However, it was very powerful if you ever got it on the field at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's whatever.
No cheap way to do it unless you already had an Omni on the board, right?
Yeah. All right. Zwart Defeat.
It's either gonna be bottom towards the bottom of tier 1 or the top of tier 2. Because it was like some of the first. Yeah.
What'd you say?
I was gonna like the tamer removal was like the first of its kind. It was widely played. A lot of decks were just spamming 4 in the hopes that they would get hit out of security.
I was thinking top of tier 1 currently.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Like, do you not remember how nightmarish of a card this was? Playing against Secon, you check one out of security and you're just like, oh, cool.
There was only one time in its history where... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's just falling off now. Like,
yeah, it's falling off now, but at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
So we have to keep these in mind for when they came out, because otherwise everything's going to be in It's a Good Play, and there's going to be like 5 cards in S tier.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, no, like, there was only one time I ever felt safe when an Zwart Defeat hit the board, and that's when I was playing Hexplow, and I had to have multiple on the board.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just not fun.
Alright, Alphamon. I know where I want to put this.
Is this the one that was used in the OTK?
No.
No.
This is the bad one.
This is the security Alphamon from BT6.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Sean, I think we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. It wasn't bad enough to be in It's a Good Play, it's just in cope.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I do have the cards pulled up if you guys want me to read them as well, by the way.
Oh, I remember what all these do. Maybe when we get to some of these cards that I don't care about, like the Susan Ace and the Luminamon, or whatever the hell this card's called. Chaos
the fact
Mode.
that it wasn't immediately like, oh yeah, I remember that card, it's like, oh yeah, it must not have been very good.
Yeah, exactly. Chaos Mode.
I mean, I would say
right?
this card was pretty devastating when it came out, and then continued to be devastating in decks like Mastemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just able to Moss into Luce, and it was like, you got me.
I was thinking tier 2 for him.
Yeah, same.
Good card, but requires like other things to be good.
This card got an entire card banned.
Technically, yes.
But I think that's more Mega Digimon
But it's still not
his fault.
Yeah, that doesn't mean this card's a good card though.
Yeah, Mega Digimon Fusion shouldn't have been printed in the first place.
Because on paper, on cardboard, card is literally security check +1, and then when Digivolving delete a dude.
Security check +2.
Other than that, yeah, security check +2. That's what I said, right?
You said +1.
No, you +1.
My bad.
He's
security
a
check
triple
+2,
checker Gaia Force.
assuming
I think it's in.
he sticks
I think
to
it's
the
in
board.
cope.
You think Cope?
The only reason this card was ever any good is because you could evo into it for 1 memory.
I guess that's fair, because like we're thinking about this in the context of English, and this was barely played in the English format because we didn't have Fusion whenever we got this set. So yeah,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
like-
So it never saw play over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it in Yellow Hybrid sometimes, but I always was totally okay with them doing it because they had to pay 7 memory to evo into him. I was like, okay, you're passing turn.
Like,
Okay, my turn now. Okay, I answered it now.
Yeah, exactly.
but like Mega Digi was clearly the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it took a mid card and turned it into a tier 1 card just because you basically pulled a green and got to do it for free.
1 memory, but yeah. Might as well be free.
I mean, that's essentially free. You have to start your turn with 1 memory.
Maybe. You don't know.
Maybe. I swear.
Actually, it's possible. I guess aces didn't exist back then, but it's possible now to start your turn with 0 memory. Beelstar.
This is the one you can reduce the hit cost of, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know where I want to put her. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are.
I mean, I'm thinking tier 2.
It did.
I mean, this card was
It did.
annoying.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know what? It did make it to where they were like totally afraid to make option cards 7 cost.
Yeah, I was thinking this is our first S tier.
You think S tier?
Really?
I was thinking tier 1.
Dude, they literally started printing cards that were 8 cost on the card and said reduce it by 1 if you have a Tamer in play. They were like trying to skirt around her effect so hard that they started doing stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess
I didn't want to go.
It just generically.
I didn't wanna
plays
go-
7 cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to go as high as tier S, because I feel like there are some cards on here that are just like
Game
medieval
warping.
Gallant. Yeah, we all know medieval's going in S tier. Does this card have that kind of?
I think
know,
I think it did at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think it does anymore.
Yeah, it obviously
sure,
doesn't anymore.
you
You
could-
don't play. This deck sucks now.
Yeah, like obviously you can always make the argument that like, oh well, if it changed their like future proofing the option cards, like at that point it's just bad card design. It's not this card was broken.
It is
That makes
broken though.
sense. It is broken, yeah, but I'm saying like there's a difference between poorly designed cards that don't do what they intended to do, like the Galaxy engine. Those were poorly designed. It's way too loose. Versus this card where it was like we just made a generically good card that actually forced us to change how we print cards.
I do remember Ben terrorizing us a little bit with this deck.
Yeah. So are we doing S tier or tier 1? I think it's probably gonna end up being bottom of S tier when we're done, but
I'm okay with putting it in S. We can always evaluate later.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
all right, Creepymon.
You already know. Good play.
Yeah, it's a good play.
I think it should probably go in Copium
Think so?
because you played this in Millith Loop
That's
to
right.
deck your opponent out. Like it actually had a niche use, whereas like these other 2 cards, like what are you putting them in?
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that.
God, dude, milling. Yeah, I remember that.
All right, original Paladin mode.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
you know where to put him.
Alphamon or Yukon?
Yep, you already know.
S.
All the way to the top.
Is it S?
I think so.
Yeah, it was literally the first ever tier 0 deck.
Yeah, but he wasn't the reason. Like he was part of it. Don't get me wrong, but
he literally
He's what allowed
enabled
you to keep turn.
he is what allowed you to keep turn. In addition to infinite cool boys and
Yeah, and then kill you.
Like, sure, the Doru gave you protection and security check +1, which, God, they need to stop doing that with level 5s, looking at you, Wargrowl X. But Yeah, no, Oryukin was just like, hey, I maintain turn and kill you now.
I really think it should go to the top of tier 1. Like, I agree he was the boss monster of a tier 0 deck before it got hit, but
He goes, I'm gonna just strip all my bad sources and keep all the Oryus, the Doru Greymon, all that, and then I'm just gonna kill you. After I've already swung at you a million times with Alphamon.
I think he should be top of tier 1.
I mean, if you want to put him there, that's fine.
Like, he is not the sole reason why the deck was tier 0. Like, if it was just him and the BT... Dang it. The BT 7 Doru Grey didn't exist, I don't think that deck is anywhere near as devastating.
But the thing is, he's two sides of the same coin, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, this deck doesn't do what it does without him. If you never had Oryukin mode, that deck doesn't become Turbo AIDS OTK.
I think you can still do it because you probably end up playing this old BT6 alpha in that deck if they don't get Oryukin.
I don't know. I think Oryukin was giga busted.
Well, we'll let the comments decide how they feel about that card. If anyone played in BT9 format that's watching. Alright, Death X.
Yep, S tier.
Yeah.
Yep. The fact people still complain about it to this day is wild. Every now and then I will still see a comment being like, wow, why is Death X still leave? It's like, wow, have you ever considered, like, I don't know, getting good?
Just play around it. Don't play a deck that relies on having a bunch of dudes on the field.
No, I will say, Sean was a salty spittoon when I started teching in the Death X when he was playing Angels.
I have
I had to
lost...
constantly sit there and think, do I just get blown out by Death X?
I've lost many a game playing with Angels to a Death X. I lost to Eosmon once because he Death X'd me. Like, I had like 15 guys on the field, and I'm like, this game's over, dude. He completely cleared my board in one turn.
Oh, no.
Yep. Death X is like negative 12 memory. And then you can do whatever you want because my DOMs aren't there anymore.
Okay, we already know where to put this dude, right?
Yeah, did he ever see play? I just want to make sure
I think he saw play just because you could be treated as shout pawn.
Okay, he's
going.
going...
The first line of text, I think, is the only reason he saw play.
He's going, it's a good play. I'm not...
Yeah.
I'm putting him in Copium. Alright, Jesmon GX.
Oh, he's tier 1.
I would agree.
He still sees play. Like, Magna OTK was like, hey, we eating good with this. Like, the fact Jesmon plays it with Magna X. So stupid. Royal Knights loves that card.
Yeah, and you can just randomly play him in any deck that their top end is a Royal Knight, because he can Eve on top of Royal Knights for 5.
Yep. It's so good.
Yeah, Secret Rare Galacticmon.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Yeah, because you don't even play this one now, right? You just play the Super Galactic?
Nah, yeah, you just play the 4 Super Galactic.
Okay, that's
And
what I
even
thought.
when it first came out, it was like, oh, you pulled Galacti? Sorry, man.
Yeah, it was... There was definitely Rena or Bust. Speaking of...
Rena, tier 1.
Do you think tier 1?
It's either that or 2, top of 2.
I was thinking 2.
My pure unbiased feelings. Definitely no bias. Oh, man.
I mean, I love Ulforce. Anyone who's watched this channel long enough knows that I love Ulforce, but I just can't justify putting... I feel like most of these cards in tier 1, like, don't need a whole lot else to support them being pretty good. Like, she's a really good engine piece for that deck.
Future support?
I don't think you're going to need her in the future archetype. I think if you needed her in the new Ulfor support, they would have reprinted her in the LM set that we're getting in October.
No, they're dumb. They won't do that.
I'm going to give them...
They still haven't reprinted, like, so many cards that need reprints.
I'm going to give them credit and say they planned this out far enough in advance to where they would know, and they are well aware of like secondary market prices because we've seen them like reprint cards that are too expensive. I think you are not going to need this arena for a new Ulforce.
I don't know. It's so good. It lets you unsuspend so many times. It gains you memory.
Yeah, it's a blue card, dude. Probably. I'm surprised it doesn't draw you cards too.
I mean, by proxy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll
Boggermon.
accept it. I mean, you already know.
It's a good play.
Yeah.
Having played against that deck too many times, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, we had someone at our locals coping real hard on Bagra, and it was just like
For like a month straight.
it was every so often too. He would just bring it back. I remember the only way I ever lost to that deck was when I got ran down by like Ricky Rush, basically.
Yeah. Or
Like Bagra hitting the field, I was just like, okay. All right, Shoutmon X7 Spear Mode or whatever the hell it's called.
Just because of what it did to Sean at that event, tier 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say probably tier 2. It's still a pretty good card. I think it's seeing play in the pure Shoutmon build where you just play just Shoutmons. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a very powerful effect, which is really good whenever your protection effects are in your sources.
Yeah, how'd that feel, Sean?
It felt terrible, dude. That guy knocked me out of top cut for that regional because of that. Stupid card.
Oh, why'd you tuck that? Kaiser Nail? Oh no.
Oh no. Let me read that card. I don't know what it does.
I have become error.
BT21 Gallant.
1.
I honestly wouldn't put. I'd put that in tier 1, easy. Like the fact he's really
It's
good
such
for
a
Gallant.
it's just a good splashable card in so much stuff.
Why did it do that?
He's really good for Gallant. He's really good for Royal Knights. He's really good for Megidra.
It's really good for just put it in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just a really good card. Period.
Play for free.
Yeah, Purple Hybrid
Rush?
just still plays this card.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an argument to put him in S tier, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I mean,
This was. I think this was the set too, where it's just like you weren't upset by either secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only a few sets where you can.
Right?
Yeah, you can say too, like with this set, you're like, you know what, I'm honestly not mad I pulled this secret. There's not that many that you could say that for.
Yeah. So are we putting Omni in tier 2?
I know there's probably an argument for 1. I'm okay with putting it in 2 though, because it's in such a. It's literally locked into. Yeah, it's locked into its deck where at least with Gallant you can play it in a bunch of different things. But Omnimon you're not playing this Omnimon in any other version than Royal Knights. Like it just doesn't have any other spot.
That is true.
And on top of that, modern day Royal Knights, he's not even always going to be your win button.
Yeah.
Like Omni X has just came in and said, "Hey, here, let me take your lunch money."
Yeah, you don't even need this. Like, you don't even play 4 of this in Royal Knights anymore. Or you don't have to. Some people probably still do, but... War Greymon.
Unfortunate. I think he's cope.
Yeah, I was thinking
Cope.
that too.
Like he's really
It's a good card.
and-
It's just not. It's just not that. It's just not that like.
Yeah, it wasn't
impressive.
impactful.
Yeah.
The best deck he ever performed in was Omni DNA.
That, and you can play him in Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bond. Yeah, but those weren't like tier 1 strats.
Yeah, neither one of those have ever been tier 1. I think Bond, I guess you could consider tier 1 for EX1 format, but not
Yeah.
really.
It's a good play.
No.
The next
What?
2 cards. The next 2 cards.
Angemon is not. It's a good play. How dare you?
Oh,
Angemon
I'm sorry.
is
That's
bare
Angemon.
minimum. Yeah, Angemon is bare minimum tier 2.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking of putting him, is like somewhere around like here.
And like the fact he just has generic outs, like he just can body any card that dares have a virus.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Machine Dramon. Dude, that's a 6 stack with like 8 protection effects. Can you stop yourself from going to your security? No? Oh, okay.
No? Alright, bye.
Alright, swing.
And then like the whole deletion to recover himself. It's so good. It's a
Yeah.
good card.
He is a very good card. Melga.
It's a good
I
play.
want to put him personally. I want to put him in tier 1 because the triple stun is very good. Evade is very good. The unsuspend during either player's turn is very good. But primarily that triple stun and the OTK potential. But hey, I know I'm biased. I'd be okay with tier 2.
My immediate thought was like top of tier 2.
I think it could get splashed in more decks than Omnimon, so I'm okay with it putting it above Omni.
Like, I would be okay
I have been
behind
screwed.
Greymon.
I've been screwed so many times by the stun.
Yeah, his best effect is the fact that he stuns 3 things.
Yeah. But like, if you want to put him either right there or right behind Ancient Greymon, hey, I ain't complaining.
All right, APOC.
I think unfortunately, yep, he has to be S tier. He fundamentally broke Japan for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but this is for our meta. This is
we played in this format was legal for like 2 weeks for us.
Yeah, that's fair.
We were fortunate to not have to live in that hellscape.
Yeah.
We just got lucky that no one had 4 of them at locals. I think Ben was trying to, but I don't think he was able to get them all.
I'm just like, what would be the point? Just to bully your locals for a week?
Yeah.
Like, I think his impact in the game was we got a ban list before the card had even released for us. Like, some of the other ones, it's happened before, like with Oryu and stuff like that, but they at least gave us, like, a good little bit to play with it, like a couple weeks. Like, sure, you could say the same thing for Apocalypse, but, like, nobody wanted to do that.
We knew this guy was getting hit 2 sets before we got him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of knew he was getting hit, like, probably 3+ sets because of how devastating it was for Japan.
Listen, all I'm saying is...
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm looking at this S tier, and there's a card that just don't fit in.
All right, fine.
I mean, look at the company it's about to be in. You think that card's up there with them?
I agree.
There's another card coming.
If I disagreed with you, I would have said, screw you, I have the mouse.
Don said, alright, you got me.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, Rapidmon X.
I mean, he's definitely the more disappointing of these two, but he's not bad.
We can't compare him to Magna X.
Exactly.
Yeah,
are we gonna sit here and be like, oh, he's a bad secret rare just because of the company he shares?
No. I think
he's like tier 2.
I was thinking tier 1. Like,
see, the problem with it is though, the problem with this one is, I mean, no, I guess you don't have to play him in in a bunnies list, do you?
You don't.
I mean, you can play him in an armor style deck.
I mean, I'm okay with putting him at like the bottom of tier 1. It's just like you never felt like you had to play this card like with Magna X.
All right, we can put him in top of tier 2. I'm okay with that.
He just doesn't have the impact.
Well, you can't quit comparing him to Magna X. We can't compare him
to the cards in tier 1. Like he doesn't have that like impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think his issue.
For the time.
I think his issue is there's not a lot of decks you can play him in. Like it was Magna Vax, which isn't a deck anymore, and usually you wanted to go into Magnamon in that deck.
Right.
Yeah, he was like your second level 6.
Yeah,
and honestly,
kind of like an afterthought.
It wasn't like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool
do we need to talk about it?
Yeah, Magna X.
I'm surprised you went with that art.
If you yeah.
That's the one in my deck. That's the one I'm used to.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, if you print a card, and A, it forces people to quit, and B, still to this day, gets hate on like groups and pages and discords, I think you've done something. You have fundamentally changed the game.
Yeah, it's funny to me. Like decks that don't have an answer to this guy and they refuse to put in ace cards in their deck to out him. I'm just like, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah, like obviously when he first came out, there wasn't much you were going to be able to do to him. You just had to kill your opponent before they could, or just ignore it. It's not like nowadays where there is going to be a window where he's open. It's not like when, you know, Sean was playing full power Magna X and he was just like, oh, swing. Oh, you taunted me? All right, during the swing, I'm going to trash the security add and tuck the security just to make sure he's immune.
Yeah. Or just promote a Pata and trigger the start of main phase effect.
Or just, yeah, promote Pata per turn.
Yeah.
It's not as powerful as it used to be, but the fact that it had been nerfed and is still part of a very good deck, so good.
It's still a very strong card that some decks just don't have an answer to.
Yeah. It will always be a strong card.
Yes. Greymon.
Cope.
Two.
Cope. The only deck he ever sees playing right now is Omni DNA.
No, I think he can be splashed in other decks. It just there hasn't been a good enough Greymon.
Well, how
deck.
impactful has it been then?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I just like the utility of him.
He's a cool card, but yeah, like this. Have you seen this guy in a deck that like topped?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And like on top of that, like the only thing I've seen him in that's not Omni DNA is some whack like Lucemon deck that was posted to the Facebook group, because you can Evo it on top of Lucemon and it gains the Lucemon name. And it's like a whole thing. It was like a whole combo. The dude the dude literally wrote like a 3-paragraph thesis on how the deck plays, and I was just like, I just wanted to know why you were playing Greymon. I'll see if I can find it and send it in the group chat.
What is the benefit though?
Dude, it was like, oh, you can like...
Did he play Tamers that have Tai and Kari in name?
I think he played
like purple Kari.
I think he played Secret Rare Tai as his memory setter.
The new one? Oh, so this was recent.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, find that list and send it to me. I want to look at it because I'm just like,
dude, it was madness.
I mean, that's cool and all that you can do that, but like, what's the payoff? But anyways, yeah.
What are we doing here?
The only reason this card holds any value is pure speculation at this point. Eventually, it'll probably be good, but
it hasn't gotten there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna try to find this.
Takamikazuchi, Fenriluga, whatever.
This is the good OTK one, right?
It is.
C. I would either put it at one top. Like I'd say probably like middle of tier 1.
I think middle.
Top of tier 1.
Yeah, I'm okay with it being above Beelstar.
Yeah. I'll let you guys pick where that goes.
Lucemon Satan mode.
Copium? Just for Ben?
Yeah, Cope for Ben.
It just has never seen play, really, right?
Yeah, the issue is how awkward and slow the deck it's in is. It's a really powerful card in a vacuum, and if it sticks on the field for more than a turn, you probably lose.
I knew the deck was doomed once Ben gave it up. I was like, this was a deck Ben was very looking forward to.
He was.
He tried it a couple times, and then like it just stopped showing up. Yeah, it just stopped showing up.
And he still has a deck.
All right, I found it.
I'll put it top of coat for Ben. I think it's a good. Because I test with Ben, I've played against this deck quite often, and I'm surprised it doesn't see any representation whatsoever. But I understand why it doesn't. It loses the fast decks just kill it. It's just like, oh, okay, I lost. Cool.
Okay, so.
No, just send it to me. I don't want to talk about it while we're doing this.
Yeah, just send it.
Right. The deck looks so wild. Just know you have to go to the comment. You have to go to the comment where he posts the deck profile and has the thesis.
Okay. Susan Ace.
It's a good play.
It's a good play. The card's bad.
Agreed.
It came out.
Brandon, you sent it to the wrong group chat.
Did I?
Yeah, I didn't get a message.
Oh, shoot. Okay, bad.
Zed Millenniumon.
Cope. It's a really good card. I just don't think it sees play because it's like kind of in a niche spot.
Yeah. Whatever.
I think it's a really good card. I mean, Overclock is really cool on it and stuff like that. It just doesn't see play.
Yeah, I think the only meta deck we've ever seen that card in is as a one of top end for like Lord Knight X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
we need
right.
to talk about it. Yeah, just go ahead and drag it.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't even know.
If you pulled that in your box and you didn't get Omni X, I'm so sorry for you.
I even think on pre-release night with this set, it was like at $1.
It was. Dude, Ben was coping on this card. If you talk to him about it, he's like, it's a good card.
That's why it's in a good play.
Yeah. Zephiga Ace.
I mean, tier 2. It's
I would agree.
Good card. Like,
Yeah, it's a very good card. It's just, unfortunately, it's green. That's its biggest. That's what it's working against the most. Is
That
its
is
color.
true. Yeah, it is unfortunately green.
It's got a good ceiling. We just haven't seen a deck truly take advantage of it and like break the game with it.
Yeah. Omni X.
Personal opinion, like top of tier 1.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't think it's strong enough to be S tier. I think it's very strong enough to be in top of tier 1 though.
Yeah, extremely powerful card as Omni X should be. Yeah, it's not like game breaking. It's just a really good finisher. Taikamiya.
Like tier 2. The thing is, he's only ever going to see play in 2 decks, and like it's only ever going to be those 2 decks, Hero and Adventure. He's like one of your most
drawing
important
cards.
Yeah, he's one of your most important tamers in Adventure, because of his ability to bot deck himself and play stuff for free.
That's what I was more. That was the effect. I was more like that's like its best effect.
Yeah, you could splash
like,
in anything and just draw cards with it.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
I think you have to swing with an Adventure and a Hero.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, you don't. Okay, cool.
Anyways, the bottom decking and then just, hey, here's a level 5, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Or a level 7.
I'm dead.
I want to play the Ace.
All right, Gallant.
I don't think, after actually playing against the deck, I still have no respect for it. But this card's actually like pretty good. I don't think it's good enough to be any higher than Copium. I just know the Amon players are going to come after us.
That's fine.
Because
it's a dangerous archetype if they get more support, but at this point, they need support.
I just it's never Gaiamon itself. It's always the other cards.
Yeah.
You know, like the cards that it's linking with, like the Devo, like the protection. The ability. Yeah, the ability to gain raid or like attack again. Like its effects itself are okay.
Yeah.
But it's never the reason why. Like it will swing at you like twice and like trash a security, so it's like putting out 3 damage.
Agreed.
But it's the cards that's linked to it that are like the problem.
Yeah. It's like one of those decks where you look at it and it's like Magidramon. Sure, Magidramon himself is pretty good, but it's everything underneath it, giving you the extra memory, giving you the float, giving you the recycle. I think that's what makes Magidra so good.
Yeah.
It's not just Magidra by himself, kind of like with Gaiamon. It's not Gaiamon by himself.
Machine Dramon.
I think he's
the one
tier
that
1.
has DP protection.
Yes.
Yeah, it's EX1. I think it's tier 1. I think it's a very good card. It's still gonna be meta relevant here in a couple of months when we get the next set.
Okay.
Every time they print cyborgs, people are like, "Hey, Machine Dramon in."
I mean, he's the only card that has an all turns protection versus DP reduction to this day.
Yeah, and like he was one of 2 cards in an entire set were the only reason why you try and buy that set.
That and
I mean, that was Bandai's fault. The rest of the set was just actual trash.
Bad, yeah.
Crimson mode.
This is OG Crimson mode. It's hard to want to rank this one, knowing that like Aces on. Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with Cope. Because Ace is just such a better card, and I'm like comparing them.
That card was Gallantmon was literally never good. until we got like the waves of support we got at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. This card was never in a deck that like won a tournament.
Yeah.
A major event.
And I feel we can kind of talk about the same thing for the blast mode, right? Because this is the bad blast mode.
Yeah. I actually want to put this in. It's a good play.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. I guess I can put it above these guys.
Like, because there's no way to cheapen the Evo either, so it's just a 6 Evo.
Evo into it for 3 memory off of the Iron Mako from EX2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, but you have to wait till. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
That was Beals before it was good.
Yeah, it's pre-advanced deck Beals.
Yes, pre-advanced deck, pre-BT 12. Examon.
Copium. It's either Copium or it's a good play. It's one of the two.
Really? I was thinking... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll let you say it since it's your deck.
I was going to say the Examon himself was not what made that deck playable. It was the Slayer. So I'd be okay with, like, Copium.
That's fair.
Like, because he does have some generic uses, like... Being able to play a level 6 for free just by DNAing into him was still really good.
Yeah.
And then he has like the ability to double swing and suspend stuff while he's going off. But I mean, he was just never it.
Yeah, Slayer is definitely the best card in that deck.
Yeah.
All right. Fighter mode.
Fighter mode.
I was gonna say it's a good player Copium because unfortunately this came out before RP and before RP Imperial was like really good, and then by the time it became good, this card got phased out.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not even the fighter mode anymore.
Nope, because it's horrendously bad compared to the new one.
All right, what is this, Alter B?
Yes, this is Alter B.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it, I messed it up.
Unfortunately...
Oh, yeah, you didn't call it Alter S like a...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it only ever sees decks, like, gameplay in decks that, like, are Omni decks.
Yeah.
Like Alter S or Omni DNA. So I think its play is very, very limited. Yeah, so I was going to say it's Cope. Like, it can win you games playing, like, the decks it's in, like, so easily from 3 security out of 10. But you have to be playing those decks, and those decks were never tier 1.
Yeah. Grace Novamon.
That's a good play.
Yeah, we already know. Yeah, he's a good play.
Yeah.
No, notice how some of these cards are getting put behind Blackboard.
Oh, he's gonna be the top of it's a good play.
I will say
you don't even have to ask.
You did do some of these out of order slightly. Because Grace Nova should have been at Ruin mode. Because Alter B and Ruin mode were in the same set, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, this was all just automatic upload after I downloaded the images.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Ruin mode tier S, like we know. He's Don's like he's riding this, man. He's riding until it's something about it.
I don't think it'll ever get hit.
Ruin mode to 1.
I think it's balanced.
Somebody clip that just in case.
I think it's balanced because it deletes itself. If it just consistently minus 5k every time it swung and didn't delete itself, I think they probably would have hit it by now. But it's only for a turn, dude. Fair. It's fine.
Yeah, it's only one turn, right?
Until I do it again.
It's only for a turn.
Want to see me do it again?
Yeah. Fang.
So for this one,
Copium.
I was gonna here too, because it did see results in that format. It actually outed bodies.
Yeah.
I think it was just because it was good against Numemon, though.
Numemon. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll agree with Brandon that it did see results compared to some of these other cards.
It fit a niche.
All right, I'll put it bottom in tier 2.
And you know what? I think the deck would still be okay nowadays. It's still super slow. It just
giving your opponent like 6 memory every turn is not a way to win.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like a couple months ago.
Imagine giving Adventure access to like 6 memory every turn on top of their tamers.
Giving any good deck 6 memory every turn is you're gonna lose. Doesn't matter how broken your boss monster is.
That's fair.
Unga Bunga.
Tier 1.
I agree.
It's just better. It's better BT13 Omni in every way.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Plus, I think he trashes the security, so you don't have to worry about checking it, right?
Correct. He blows up the board and then trashes security.
So much better.
Yes. What's her face?
Mireille.
That's it.
A good play. It unfortunately a deck that's still bad.
Yeah. Such a shame, dude. It's such a pretty deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very pretty deck.
Yeah. Billstar
Don't let my
X.
wife hear that we're out here talking crap about her deck.
Yeah, I wish Masty was good. I think Masty would be fun to play if it were tier 1, but... So, Billstar X, it's a good play?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything, man. Like, I haven't seen any results with this deck, period.
Yeah. Ben pulls it out occasionally when we're testing, and then he's like, yep, still sucks.
It's just like nothing's changed.
Yeah, just as I suspected. Alright, Vortex Resonance.
Unfortunately,
play.
I think it's Copium, just because any deck that plays Vortex cards, they made it generically good enough where you might actually have to play it.
You mean Liberator? Because it adds like any Liberator card.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting card. I do think it should be in Copium because you can play it in any of those decks. I think the issue is most people don't have it because that set sucked.
The thing is, though, like even most decks that do play it, if you look at it, they're playing 1, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just not a very good card.
I just want to mark it. Watch this.
Play.
Vortex Resonance.
Already checking the price.
Yeah, it's $20 for the alt art and the regular art.
It just sits there. It's been sitting at $20 for the longest time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Just bottom of cope. Now, can you do me a favor, Sean?
Okay.
Skip these next 2 so we don't end this tier list on a downer.
All right, that's fair. Proxima.
I don't want to be upset. Yeah, Proxima Mon's absolute bottom up. It's a good play.
Yeah. Quantum.
Cope, just because it saw some play.
I would agree.
That's
it's
fair.
actually a pretty powerful card. Its issue is the decks that you would play it in.
Yeah, like Bloom could play it. I mean, it got quickly replaced by like Leopard X and cards like that, but still.
Yeah. You can play it in yellow decks too. I'm pretty sure it's a vaccine if I'm not mistaken. But
I can look. It is a fairy. No, it's a data. Sorry.
okay, I was like, wrong?
Wrong type?
I read the first one.
Wrong. It is a yellow card though.
Also-
You can put it in yellow decks.
Also, of all the cards to pick the normal art for, you pick Gallant X.
Yeah, that's the version I use in my list. I think the alt art looks dumb, and I didn't want to use the 2-star.
It is one of the few arts where I like the base art more than the alt art, but obviously not as much as the 2.
Yeah, same. Like if I had a
Like
choice,
me
I'd get the 2-star for my deck, but I got the base rarity because I think the alt art looks kind of stupid.
He's just like stabbing up. It is kind of
Yeah,
dumb.
he just and his face looks goofy too.
It's a weird angle, yeah.
It
At
is.
least in this, it's like a cool action shot.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so
Um,
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make you guys think about it forever. If you look at the 2-star Gallant X, the way his cheek guards are built, it looks like he's a blushing anime girl. Because it's different colored, right? Cheeks are.
You're gonna make me look this up. I don't see it.
Oh, well. You don't really watch anime, so.
Yeah, I don't look at blushing anime girls enough, I guess. All right,
Yeah,
so
guess
where are
not.
we putting this feller?
I'm fine
I'd
with
say
tier
he's gotta
1.
be somewhere in tier 1.
I'd
I'd say
agree.
probably close to the top.
Say like around there, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a really good card. I just don't think it's as strong as cards in the S tier or above him in tier 1.
Agreed. All right, medieval Gallantmon.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna want to put him at the very tippity top.
I'm open to discussion.
I don't think it's had the impact that Magna has had. I mean, and the problem is if Pokemon would have been around for as long as Japan would have been, I would have said a Pokemon was even better.
That's
but
fair.
I think the fact that we can have 4 medieval, is that better than a Pokemon?
Yeah, I mean,
the thing is, Apocalypse and Magna X both caused so much havoc that cards got limited. But the only thing that's going to cause medieval Gallant to get limited is itself, and I don't think it needs to be.
yeah.
He's such a perfectly balanced, fair floodgate.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's reevaluate. So do we need to change the order of S tier?
I think those are fine. I think I like the way you have it set up right now.
I think that's fine.
Okay. Tier 1. Do any of these not belong?
I think that Beal start. Honestly, I think it needs to go below Jesmon GX. I think GX has, that's fine. Like, it just doesn't. I don't think it belongs at that high. I think Beal starts better than Ancient Grey and Machine.
Yeah, I'd put it above them.
Yeah, and Alter S, good call. Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
Alright, tier 2.
I think I'd move. Maybe Fanglong above like Ancient Garu. I think he's like at least seen results, so he could be fit.
What type is Lucemon?
A virus.
Is he a virus?
Yeah.
You put that Angemon right above him just because of the
He upped him.
just because of the effect.
Yeah, technically in rock paper scissors he does lose.
I think that those 3 cards are arguably better than the Digimon and the Machine or the Metal Greymon.
These 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just their age, and even when they were like relevant, I mean they weren't like crazy good. Let's be honest, if we look back at it, those are some of like the weaker secrets we got.
Wait, these are also the first 2 secrets I forgot.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, like in hindsight, it's like
they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time. But like compared to like what's above them, I'm like, yeah, they can be in tier 2, but I think they're like the bottom of it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I put Metal Greymon above the Vidramon.
Yeah, it's actually
But that's bias. That's a bias.
I mean, it's saw more play.
Yeah.
This was a $100 card at one point.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Alright. Copium.
The only thing I can think of is maybe raising up Secret War Greymon past, I think, Susan and Luce. I do think he's just generically better because he, like, at least he warps and he can, like, He's big damage.
I'd rather put Alter S above Quantum.
Alter
I
S
can
isn't
see
on
that.
this on this tier list.
At this point, I just don't even acknowledge it.
Alright. It's a good play.
I mean, I don't think it matters where these are in order. They're all just the bottom of the bin.
I would agree. You know, honestly, thinking about these cards, I feel like the most playable one is the Black War. You could still play that Black War.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Cope.
It kind of is.
Does it deserve a promotion?
It's such a pretty art, dude. Why couldn't they make it good? All right.
Yeah, I'm fine with this list.
Okay, so this is the definitive secret rare tier list. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about how wrong we were.
Heard it here
Definitive.
first.
Yeah, definitely. This is it. All other tier lists are wrong.